Yo, 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 yo! Skirt back! What is up, brother? You got a fresh cut, it looks like.
Like the freshest cut, dude.
Oh,
Like
the
10 minutes
freshest.
ago, fresh.
Does it smell good? Imagine if haircuts smelled like, you know how like fresh cut grass? You
Yeah,
know it. Like
fresh cut
you
hair.
walk past like a park or somebody's house, you're like, "Oh, they just cut their grass today."
Yep,
I can
yep.
smell that. Could you imagine if your hair gave off a scent? It's like, "Oh, dude, they just got that fresh fade."
You smell that? My boy got a fade. um, dude, yeah, I was actually just thinking this when I was in the shower. There's no better feeling than getting a haircut and then that first shower immediately
Yeah.
afterwards, where you just
When you
fucking
like rub your hands through it because you got like fresh
yep,
cut hair and like it's shorter and the shorter hair always feels good like when you run your hands through it and stuff like that.
yep. Dude, and I always do the whole like if my beard's long, I'll like trim it down so I don't have like a fat beard with like no hair. So I fucking Maggie will cut my hair. I'll go up and I'll trim the beard down and like shape it up, get it nice, and then hop in the shower and just like all the hair that's coming off you and the
Yeah.
fresh shampoo. It's immaculate feeling.
Yeah. Um I got this problem. I got a real hairy chest, so when I trim my beard, all my beard hairs get stuck in
Gets
my
caught in your
chest.
chest hair.
So
Yeah.
then it's like I have to try to like I always try to like rub my chest out because I'll put paper towels down in the sink. So I'll
Yeah.
always try to like rub my chest out onto the paper towels and get everything out. But then it's like falling off me when I'm in this like just going from shaving to showering. It's like falling off of me. And then
Yep.
like Lex is always like, "Oh my god, you leave so many hairs behind." And I'm like, "Dog, if we're being honest, like I really don't leave that many hairs behind when I shave.
I
Like I
could be
do
leaving a lot
I
more.
do like I make sure like our entire sink is clean for the most part. Sometimes like behind the handles, like I'll
Yeah.
miss a couple
Oh, that's
hairs
the
there. They'll
worst,
get
dude.
stuck around there. But we have like and then like right next to our sink, there's like shelves and it's like but it's like more just like countertop. I always make sure that's clean, and then like sometimes I'll vacuum up the floor and like there's still hairs and like it's not because I'm neglectful. I do like a pretty thorough job
It's
cleaning,
impossible to
when I'm
see
in
every
it.
single hair. Yeah.
It's and like it's impossible to get them all. And like sometimes that's just the way it is. I got two trees cut down, right? And I got the stumps ground, and they left huge pile. One of the trees was massive. Like you
The
would have
ones in
had,
your front yard?
yeah. One of the trees, if you look at the pictures that I show you closely, like it's like four of my houses stacked on top of each other high. Granted, I live in a one-story house, but still, you have like then you have the roof and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. If you would have like so that's like what 8 stories if you say like the
Yeah, that's a
attic and the
fat
house.
tree.
You know what I mean? It was huge. We had one guy, so we didn't we got a great price. We had one guy come and he the price that he gave us for that single tree was almost twice the amount that we got for both trees.
Damn.
Yeah. And then we told him who it was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they're actually pretty good. Like I would trust them."
What do you have to do with all of that? Do they take it for you or what?
No, they should. So like when I work with my aunt and uncle, when we grind stumps, first of all, I my aunt and uncle are the best. Like, and I don't say that like just because I've worked with them and their family. They do a better job than anybody else. Like, you're not getting better than them. Promise, I promise. And like companies nowadays just aren't that good and they don't care as much. So when they do stumps, they grind them. They make sure they grind them deep because otherwise, like they'll leave like humps in your grass, and your grass will be like hard underneath. So they always
Right.
grind them really deep, and they'd rather do more work than less, right? So they'll grind them really deep, and then they fill in with dirt and wood chips, basically even with the dirt on the grass line, right? So like whatever, wherever your grass like starts growing, not how high your
Right. So
grass
it
is,
doesn't look
right?
like a tree was right just there.
Right. Basically, they leave it so that it's ready to basically put seed in. Like if you just put seed in it and then watered it and took care of it, you'd have grass there. You
Right.
know what I mean? Dude, I have mounds of wood chips.
Really?
So in yeah, they're in the smaller tree that I had right next to the driveway. It's not much. It's like whatever, dude. We get like these brown paper bags for your brush and like yard waste.
Right.
And so it wouldn't even be one of them if I like just clean that up to be level with the ground. I'm not mad. It was a small tree, dude. On the big tree, it's like 3 feet high, 2.5 to 3 feet high, and like I don't maybe 8 to 10 feet wide.
Damn. Damn.
Granted, dude, the tree was probably like 5 plus feet wide. at the trunk that went all the way up. You know what I mean? Like it was huge, it was massive, bro.
That is a huge tree,
Like
dude. I don't remember
if
seeing a tree that big
you
in
don't
your front yard.
notice it. You don't really
Right.
notice it because it's all the branches are so tall. So like when you're walking in, you're not looking up like, oh, let me check out this tree, right? You're
Right.
just looking straight, and all the branches are above it, so you don't really notice it. But dude, it's massive. Look at the picture again. You're like, yo, that actually is like that's a mean fucking tree. But they did a solid job. They left a fuck ton of wood chips, but
Did they grind
so
it down deep like you were just saying?
I don't know
Like,
because I haven't checked yet. The
oh,
mound's
true.
still there.
Right.
But so in the back where I have, so in the back of my yard, you're looking at the shed, and then I have the lean-to, and then off the back of the shed, or the back of the lean-to, like in the back corner of my yard, I have a little bit of extra roof that comes off and then I built like a wood stack underneath.
Right.
Right, so that's what I'm gonna stack all my wood, and they left me some wood that I can split into firewood, so I'm happy about that.
That's dope.
But back there, it's like it was just all weeds and but like garbage too, like glass, some kind of drug dude was back there. I don't know what it was,
Like
but
pills?
no, not pills, like injectables. But like, I don't know if they might have been medical injectables. I don't know.
Who was performing surgery in your backyard?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of them. It was like they did a lot of them. Whatever it was, they did it a lot. So there's like a shit ton of glass and like plastic and like wires and insulation, just like all kinds of stuff, shingles. So I was like, I'm gonna clean up that back corner best I can, right? So I went like 3 inches deep cleaning it, and I was like, I'm putting wood chips over all of this. Like, I'm not getting every piece of glass out of here, right?
Right.
Like,
right.
there's just too many small pieces of glass that are gonna be buried here somewhere, and I don't care that much. I'm gonna cover it anyway.
Right.
It's the same thing with beard hair, dude. I'm not gonna get all the beard hairs.
It comes
There's
full
just too many.
circle, dude.
That's how I started that thought process. My first thought process was like, dude, that's just like the glass in the corner of my yard. But if I said that, you would have been like, sure, dude.
What? Yeah, dude. Looking
So
glassy
instead,
ass yard.
I went on a 5-minute rant about getting my trees cut down and how you should grind stumps.
And how it all equates to beard hair when I shave.
Beard hair, dude. It all ends with beard hair.
Dude, back to your point about the grass smell. That to me, like fresh grass when it's especially in the morning when it's like wet and dewy.
Top 5 smells.
Dude, how is that not like a candle scent? I feel like I've never seen.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yo,
I would love that smell in my house.
I would
dude.
love that smell.
I wonder. I'm
Lex
gonna
has
look
a
it up. See
bomb
if there's
candle.
any.
She has a candle that's like it's like sugar cookie or some shit like that.
Oh
and
yeah,
literally,
those are good.
it's a fat one. She gets them from Costco, so you know Costco does everything bigger, right? It's a fat John, and it makes the whole house smell like sugar cookies or like cake. Like I'll like walk out of our bedroom and be like, or like my office and be like, "Yo, are you making a cake?" She's like, "No, it's this candle." And I'm like, "Oh,
oh shit! All right.
I wish
Who
you were
would've
making a
thought?
cake though."
Can't eat this candle.
Right. Her dad said something. Her dad said the same thing the other day when he was over. She was like, "Yo, you baking something?" And she was like, "Nah, that's the candle." He was like, "Oh man, it
Just
smells
got
like you're
some
baking
dope
something."
ass candles. I found a fresh cut grass scented candle on Amazon for $20, and it's from this company called the Candle Daddy.
The Candle Daddy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think it actually smells like fresh cut grass, or you think it's
That's a
BS?
thing. Like, I feel like buying candles off Amazon is just kind of a fucking dart throw. Like, you know what I mean?
So instead of Amazon, whenever I want something, now I always go to Etsy.
Oh, Etsy's the shit, dude. They have a lot of cool stuff on Etsy.
Yeah, they do. So I get my soap from Etsy. I buy it from this company called Two Goats and a Prairie or something like that. And it's just like, you know, pretty naturalistic like soap made from goat's milk mostly, and other stuff that they put in. But like it's all like, you know, things that I know, not like whatever's in a
just random shit.
bar
in
of
a
Dove soap.
Bar. Yeah. That's
Don't even
smart.
get me started on the liquid stuff, dude. There's no way you're getting me to rub that on my body.
Yeah, and dude, that's the whole thing with like I was actually just thinking this, like the Bath and Body Works liquid soaps. You know what I'm talking
Bath
about?
and Body Works is supposed to be like crazy toxic,
It makes sense.
and like their candles are supposed to be really, really bad for you.
Yeah, especially in like small, like that's why I have to limit my like. If I had a big house or even a house like you, dude, I would just have a candle in every room. But like since our area is so like close together and like just kind of more crowded, like you're not supposed to light more than like one candle every few days because it's like the air that or the smoke or whatever vapor. I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
scientific about it, but like traps it longer, and it's like especially bad for like animals and stuff. So, but definitely been trying to limit. So we've
yeah,
been
it is
burning a
bad
lot of
for animals
incense
too.
lately. I don't know if that's any better or
I
worse,
don't know
but
either.
it seems like it's more
But
natural than
candles, like that, non-toxic candles are bread, dude.
yeah. Oh yeah,
I see
dude.
them at the farmers market, and like they're bread at the farmers market.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of time to like make candles like that too. It's not a short or quick
No, and
process.
a lot of people make them out of beeswax, so it takes a lot of time to get that much beeswax too, and you gotta not get stung. So
Yeah,
I got one of my partners. She keeps bees, and she was like, I forget if it was during my interview or I think it was when she interviewed me. Like just before that, she had gotten stung by bees, that the ones that she like keeps. And she's like, dude, I'm so allergic, but like I like bees and I like the honey and like the other stuff that I get from bees, and
right.
like so I like it's worth it to me. I usually don't get stung. She's like, but I did, and my whole face blew up. Blah blah blah. She was showing me pictures. I
When
was
was the
like, oh,
last
that's
time you got
gnarly.
stung by a bee? I feel
I
like
don't
it's been a
know.
fat minute for me.
Um, Probably not too long. Probably like I'd say within 5 years I got stung, but like not often.
Yeah, I do you have any like traumatic bee stinging stories from your childhood?
There was one time, so we had a dirt pile out back from when we moved into our new house, and then we got a pool, and we had to like dig for the pool to like have like a good like flat surface for it to be on. So we put a bunch of dirt just like in a mound out back, and I would play on it all the time, dude. Like I had little cars. What are they called?
Like
Matchbox cars, like
Matchbox?
that
Yeah.
kind of shit. And I would like dig like tracks into them, and I would send cars down like tracks at the same time, and like I would race them, see who won. Dude, I spent so much time just like playing in the dirt on that dirt pile, and I loved it. Um, anyway, I was out
We did
there
that,
one
but with
time.
piles of stones, because when we did our driveway, we just had all like seven massive piles
Hellstones,
of stones,
yeah,
so we would just play
yeah.
on those.
So I'm out there playing one day. We were having a party too, and there were bees that there's hives in there, like ground bees that lived in there, and I didn't know that. And one of them shot out and just boom, stuck to my forehead. And dude, my thought was, yo, this hurts. I need to get it off. And then my second thought was, if I run really fast, the bee will get tears in its eyes, and it'll fly off. It'll abandon ship, right? So I just started screaming and I sprinted to my house because the dirt pile was all the way in the back corner. The dirt pile eventually got turned into the garden. So where the garden is now, that's back where the dirt pile was. It also used to be a jump for my quad. And at one point I was like, yo, you think I could jump the camper on this bitch? Uh,
Dude, I'm just dying at the thought of you like having those thoughts. Like, think about how fast a bee flies around, but you think you're gonna run faster
I
for it to
know.
like get.
I know. So like
It's
so
so
looking back,
funny.
that's like my next thought is, bro, this thing flies. I can't run that fast. Its eyes are gonna be fine. Right? Like that's my first thought looking back on it. But at the time as a kid, it was just like, if I run real fast, we'll get tears in his eyes, and it'll be just like, feel like I'm equating it to like me sticking my head out the window when somebody's driving, right?
Yeah,
I gotta abort mission because I got my eyes are getting all fucked up. Everything else is good, but my eyes can't handle it. So that's my
dude.
first thought of the bee.
You want to hear something really funny? I have somewhat of a similar story. So my grandparents' house that they lived in when I was growing up was it was on like a plot of 3 acres of land, like out in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. And it was like an old school house. So like the first floor was you walk in the door and your dining room, kitchen, living room, and then or kitchen, like eating area, kitchen, living room, dining room, and it was like a circle. And then in that middle of the circle was a staircase that went up to the second floor, and it was just like bedrooms on the top floor. So like growing up, my brother and I, when we were like roughhousing, would run laps. Like you could run like a full circle lap around the bottom of the house. So
Hold on.
like
Question.
answer.
Is it like my neighbor's house?
No, it's not like circular from the outside. That's just like it was more of a square, but you could do laps around the square.
Okay.
That's just like the layout of the bottom floor because it's important for the story. So right where
Okay.
the staircase is, on the other side of that wall, like in the hallway, is like their side door that went out to a porch.
Okay.
And I'm standing out on the porch one day, and there's like a beehive like in the corner of their house, and I forget what I was doing, but there's a tree right there, and I noticed them like starting to like fly by my face. There's two of them, and I swatted at one like this, and I hit one, and I knew as soon as I did that, they were gonna be pissed and like start to try and sting me. So I ran inside, like through that front porch door or side porch door, and like in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do like 2 laps around the house, and like maybe the bee will be confused at where it is, and like it won't sting me. So I did that. I did 2 laps, dude, and I stopped, and I heard it go like by my ear, and I went and freaked out and ran like another half lap up the stairs into the bathroom, shut the door, and I was like, I'm good. And as soon as I said that, I felt a sting in the back of my neck, and I was like, "Fuck!" And it just like slapped it. I was like, "This motherfucker!" Like I
It
tried
was
to
right
outrun,
on you.
fucking yeah. I tried to put the moves on this thing, and it was with me the whole time, dude. And I had no idea.
And that thing floated like a or like a bee and stung like a
Stung
bee.
like a bee. Yeah. Dude, it was I was like it's like a core memory I have of like one of my few bee sting like stories that I
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Another one was on a trampoline, and I had a shirt on, and a bee got stuck in my shirt, and I slapped it, and then it stung me, and I took my shirt off like real fast, and then it stung me again, and then I jumped off the trampoline and ran inside. I was probably like 6 or 7 at the time. Ran inside. On my way inside, I stepped on a bee that was in the grass, and it stung me in the
Ooh,
foot. Dude,
stepping on bees is
triple
the
kill.
worst. It's like a
Yes, dude.
crazy, just like instant pain and burn that like
Yep.
you weren't expecting. You were enjoying life, bro. You were probably running or like skipping or something, right?
Yep.
Regardless, you're barefoot, so life's good if you're barefoot, dude. And yeah, then you're on a bee and you're in so much pain and it burns.
Oh my god, dude. And that was like it's not even that it's like the pain that like gets me, it's the instant like feeling of it and being scared. Like what the fuck was that? Cuz
Yeah,
it's like you're like, "Oh, I either
your
stepped
fight
on
or flight
something really
senses get
sharp
triggered
or
so hard.
so hard, dude." Yeah. Bee stings. Fucking my mom fucking we were at an apple orchard one time, and she was eating a cider donut, and as she went to take a bite, a bee landed on the donut, and she like bit the bee, like the bee was in her mouth, and it stung her in the lip, and her lip went.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude, that's probably the craziest bee sting story I have. I remember like specifically sitting on the bench, like we had cider and cider donuts, and we're sitting there like with our bags of apples, and my mom's just sitting there like talking. She goes to take a bite, and like we didn't see it happen, but I saw the bee come out of her mouth when she screamed, and I was like, oh, that
Yeah,
traumatized me out.
that's
I was just a
wild.
young lad. My mom had the worst luck with getting bit or stung by shit, dude, because she was just so allergic to like insect bites. And I mean, dude, living in upstate New York in the fucking middle of the woods, you'd come into like we had like brown recluse spiders and fucking snakes and just like the gnarliest like mosquitoes and stuff. Anytime she would get bit by a spider, we were in Disney World one time and she got bit by a spider, and she literally had to sit in the hotel room all day one day because her leg was like fucking elephant trunk.
That's horrendous.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm traumatized and terrified of spiders.
Yeah, I don't fuck with really any animals. I'm good on all animals and insects.
I don't mind most insects, but one that really freaked me out recently was these little like they're called I think they're called bullet ants, or not bullet ants, or like they're like red-tailed ants or something that fly and burrow in the ground. And I saw it on this YouTube channel actually about this guy who goes out. His name's Coyote Peterson. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's this guy that goes out and finds all like the most painful like insect stings and purposely stings himself with them. He's like Steve
Okay.
Irwin, but a little crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's
he gets
Steve Irwin meets Steve O.
yes, dude, yes, literally. And he literally captures these things, fucking puts them in a glass on his arm until they bite, and then will review like how bad the pain actually is and like what you should do afterwards. It's like pretty educational. So I saw this one, and like when Maggie and I first moved here, we noticed these little like red-tailed ants that were all because our backyard is like sand mixed with some grass on top. It's not
Yeah.
really like a lawn, and that's where they live in like wet sandy areas. And literally watched this video of this red ant, went outside and saw the exact same ant. They're like all over the place in the backyard. That's why I'm like, I don't want to go out there and like ground myself. Like when we were talking about that on the pod the other day
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
few
yeah,
weeks
yeah.
ago, I was like, I'm gonna try it. And then I refused to do it out here, but I was at my grandparents' house for Father's Day, and I was like, oh, perfect time. And it was nice, dude. Walking around the
Money.
backyard and some
Money.
just your
Yo,
feet
speaking of
out.
that, I actually saw on Instagram the other day this guy, he had this thing that measures like electrons, like power and stuff, like to a thing, and he
Yeah.
puts it on the ground and he has like the hot in his hand and then the ground like on the ground, right? And
Right.
then it's like 0. It's like hovering around like 1 or like 1.4, right? And then he has 1 foot in a shoe, and then he has his foot is just like on a shoe. And then he takes his foot that's out of the shoe, he puts it on like the grass, and it shoots up to like mid 50s or 60s.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
And
much scientific
the
proof
whole
of the
science behind the
theory.
grounding thing is like it has to do with like the electron transfer between you and the earth.
Yeah, and that
So
makes
it makes
sense, dude.
sense.
Because when you like, I mean, when you get like not struck by lightning, but touch something that like electrocutes you, it's pretty much just the transfer of energy. So like, what's to say other types of energy can't do that for you in different ways?
Right.
Um, dude, I had something I wanted to. I had a really good topic to bring up in that conversation, but it just like left me like so fast. Now I'm drawing a
Oh
blank.
man. You should start
Yeah, I don't
taking
know.
notes.
I should. It's funny
What
you say that. I was on TikTok today, like during my lunch break, just looking at like tips and trick videos on how to become a morning person. And some of them were good. One of them was like, delete all the alarms you have now, start fresh, set 3 alarms, one of them to be like 30 minutes before you want to get up, and then like charge your phone on like the other side of the bed or other side of the room, so you have to get up and turn that one off. And then when you turn that alarm off, turn a light on, go back to bed for 30 minutes, set another alarm for 15 minutes to like, I mean, this sounds terrible, but like they said to get on your phone and like wake up your eyes and stuff. And I was like, I don't know if the first thing I want to do is look at my phone when I wake up,
That's
but like
so
I
bad for
see,
you.
yeah, that's what I
Because
thought.
you're gonna go straight to Instagram and Twitter, and what happens is you're gonna get like first thing in the morning, you're getting like crazy dopamine like rush, right? So then that's like your baseline for the day. Your brain's like, word, that's how today's gonna be. So your baseline is so high. So the rest of the time you're so bummed until you get the dopamine and then you want it. And that's the thing where your brain is like, okay, we're gonna go back to that. And you're like, all right, so I'll just keep picking up my phone and keep going to
Yeah,
whatever it is. I've always seen that like you shouldn't be like on your phone like before or after bed.
yeah,
Like
and
when you
that's the
first wake
thing.
up before you go to bed.
That's the thing with me. Like I feel like I'm on my phone the most. Obviously, like I do a lot of work from my phone, but like when I'm just like
Yeah.
casually using it, it's right before bed for like an hour, and then sometimes I get stuck
That's
on TikTok and
that's me and that's Lex too.
yeah, it's bad. But
Yeah, it's
another tip
hard.
that they had was like I saw a bunch of them that were like start a journal, write in a journal, read for 20 minutes. I'm just like, God, dude, I can't do that. Like I don't want to do that either. I don't want to
No,
journal
yeah,
and read
dude.
when I
I
first
think
wake up.
see here's the thing, like that's not what you like. You know what I mean?
Right. And I don't want to force myself to do
And if
these
that's
things.
not who you want to be, then don't do it. You know what I mean?
I just want to be at a point in the morning where I can wake up earlier cuz I wake up between 8:30 and 9 most days. But like if I could wake up at 7, and this is where I started with this.
Okay,
So,
I have a question.
all right.
Do you enjoy like your job and like what you're doing?
Yes.
So then here's what you do. You get like into a routine of like waking up, you get like some emails that you'll subscribe to, or like there's one called Morning Brew, hashtag not a sponsor,
Yeah, I used to
but
do morning brew.
so I'm subscribed to Morning Brew, and like I don't read them every morning, but like that's not a bad thing to do. Like wake up, have some breakfast, right? Go for a
That's the
walk.
other thing. I need to get better at breakfast,
Yeah.
like
So
eating.
I think my thing that I want to start doing, I told Lex I want it to be a non-negotiable, we'll call it, but like that because that's the term that I heard it on another podcast. He's like, I have a bunch of non-negotiables in the morning, and these are like things that I always do every morning, no matter what. And one of them was going for a walk, and she was just telling me, and I've seen that it's good to get sun in the morning, but she was just sent me this thing that says that it's really good to get sun specifically before 10 a.m. It helps regulate your body and like it helps you sleep at night. And
That
it
was
was
the one
actually from
point.
Andrew Huberman. You know who that is?
Yeah, I've seen him on Joe Rogan, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been on a bunch of different podcasts. I see like reels of him all the time from a bunch of different podcasts. But she had sent me a thing that like it wasn't his, but it was like this is what he said, kind of deal.
Well, that was the thing that I came away with was I even texted this to Maggie earlier today. I was like, cuz our place doesn't get the greatest like natural sunlight, so I have to turn on a bunch of lights like in the middle of the day to even feel like I'm not in a cave sometimes.
Right.
And today I was just like super busy at work pretty much from the start of the morning to like almost 1 o'clock, and like I didn't take any breaks really. I hadn't eaten lunch, so I was like, "Fuck this, dude!" Like, I'm getting up. I'm walking to the bodega to get some sunlight. I'll get a water and a coffee, and I'll
Yeah.
walk back and like make myself some lunch. And I'm not kidding, dude. As soon as I stepped out the door and the sunlight hit me, I instantly felt better. And I texted Maggie and I was like, dude, I need to get outside more because I was just in like a crummy mood all morning. Not
Dude,
even
and I'll
like
tell
that I
you
was
what,
crummy, but as soon as the sunlight hit me, I was just like, dude, I need more of this. I need to like plan a schedule
doing
to get
things
more
like
of
that
this.
and like taking a walk to the bodega is like the perfect thing.
Yeah. I need
Because
to be more consistent about it too.
like
Because every time I
Lex
do
and
it, I'm
I,
like,
this is great. Right, yeah.
yeah,
Lex and I go for walks, but it's like, okay, like we're just all we're doing is walking, no destination, just walking. And like I love that too, but like sometimes it's like mundane and it's like ugh, gotta go
feels like
for
a
it feels
chore.
feels
Yeah.
like a chore, feels like exercising, right? But if there was like I would love if there was a coffee spot that I could walk to.
Right.
You
So
know
it
what I
feels like you're
mean?
accomplishing something too.
Right. And then it's like, okay, you know what? I'll wake up and I'll walk to this coffee store, right? And I'll sit down, I'll have a cup of coffee and like maybe I'll bring my phone, maybe I'll leave it at home, maybe I'll bring like paper sudokus, I like those. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
something to do. They just like hang out, have a coffee, whatever. But then like maybe I'll want to bring my laptop or like to like look at yesterday's news or like today's morning news, something like that. If it just like hang out and chill, and then walk back. And here's the thing: it's just like a thing to do every day, and it's good for you,
Gets you outside, gets you
and
out of
it's
your
good long
seat.
term. It's good habits to have. But I
I
also want
think
to live in the middle of nowhere, so
right. I mean, dude, sometimes those are the best walks though. Like even if like you don't have a shop or something to go to, like a short hike on a trail would be awesome. Like just
yeah,
being out in nature instead of just
yeah,
like
that's
walking
true.
down streets and seeing the same houses, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But dude, so that baseball thing I sent you where it was like the daily roulette of like the squares and stuff, that would be
yeah.
the perfect thing for me to just do my daily baseball reference thing and go get a coffee and like start my day.
Yep, 100%.
My biggest problem is like it's so hard for me to like get out of bed, dude. Like, and it's
I
not even
know.
because like I don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to do life. It's me just being like, I just want to sleep. Like, feeling sleeping feels good, and I'm not ready to get up. And I just the whole process of me
Like 30
getting
more
out of
minutes
bed.
could always be really nice.
Yes, dude. And then 30 minutes goes by, and you're like, fuck, I still don't want to get up, but like now I
Right.
have to, and I'm starting my day 30 minutes late, and I'm still tired. So if I just had like a 7:15, like
It's
get out of bed, force myself. That's what I need to get to.
that's what it comes down to, bro. It's
Right.
do you want to or do you not want to? And the thing that you have to remind yourself every day is that future you is gonna be so happy that you got out of bed.
Yep.
And vice versa, like later on in the day, if you don't get out of bed, you might even feel worse than like
I
baseline
always
because you'll
do.
be like,
I always
like,
do.
damn, dude, like, not because like here, not only are you gonna feel shittier, but you're gonna be like, damn, I would have felt a lot better if I would have just got my ass up this morning.
Yep. And dude, sleeping in never makes me feel like, oh, I got my sleep in. I'm energized and rejuvenated. Like sleeping in, especially after like a hangover, always gives me crippling anxiety, and I'm just always just as tired.
Yeah, it's rare that I have like nothing to do when I can afford to just sleep in without being anxious about what I'm not doing.
Yeah. Even if it's like especially on the weekends and I have nothing to do, if I sleep in and I wake up and it's like already 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm like, fuck, dude, I kind of missed half my day pretty much
Yeah,
on the two
because
days
here's
that
the
I have
thing.
off.
Right, it's like if I don't have anything that I need to do, which is like for work, which is the worst way to think about life, it's like, okay, now is my time to do things that I want to do, and now I'm just wasting that time.
Right. Exactly. So that's the whole I guess I'll keep myself accountable on the pod every week. I'll give updates on my
See how we
becoming a
do?
morning person
Yeah.
schedule.
I'm
Because
trying to
once I
get
do
better
it for two or
habits.
3 months, dude, I'll be fine. Like it won't even feel like I have to do this. Like it'll just be my daily routine, and I'll just be used to it. But
That's right. That's exactly how it is. Um, there's a book that I want to read. Atomic Habits, I want to say, is the title of it, or something along those lines. Um, but yeah, it's all about like how to create atomic habits, like really good habits. Like it's like you make it Make it easy, right? So like putting your phone on the other side of the room, like that's one way to make it easy for you to get up, right? Like
Right.
that's like it's like that kind of thing, right? Um, or just like put it like in front of you, like whatever habit you want to form, like make it like just make it more accessible, make it attractive. So do whatever that means for you. And there's two other things I can't think of them right now. Um, but then you just it's like ways to just like make small progress, and like as long as you make a little bit of progress, you'll be Gucci.
Yeah.
There's a story about this dude who he was like, all right, like I want to go to the gym, like I'm fat, I need to go to the gym, I wanted to be really good at it, so I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go for 5 minutes only, and then I'm going home. And people are like, why? Like if you're there for 5 minutes, why not just stay and do a workout? And he was like, because I'm just making it a habit of going. Like every
Of
single
going,
day, I'm
of
gonna
getting
go
there.
only for 5 minutes. And even if I want to stay longer, I'm gonna leave after 5 minutes. I'm gonna do that for a while, just so that I get into the habit of this is what I do. Like I whatever time of the day, right? Like I go there or any time of the day, I go there for 5 minutes at least.
Right.
And then down the line, it's like, okay, now this is something a lot easier for me to do.
That's actually smart to think about it too, because like I don't know, when I first start going back into the gym, like the first
I
week
need to
is
get
always
back
the
in.
hardest. Yeah, me
I
too, dude.
know.
It's I've just like haven't the time that I have to myself, not even to myself, just like when I'm not working or doing something that requires like my attention.
Yeah.
Like this like Wednesday night's podcast is like some time that I have to myself, and then anytime after 5 basically Maggie and I have time to do stuff, and it's like I mean, she's really good. She's a fucking beast at it. She makes it a priority. She's in the gym every
Yep.
day, like on her diet shit and just being really good. But for me, I'm like, damn, dude, I could go to the gym for an hour and a half, or I could like get some time on my Xbox and do like stuff that I really want to be doing. Because like going to the gym just always feels like a chore for me.
That's
But
why
like,
I like to do it early. Is wake up, get it out of the way. It's done. I'm not gonna wake up and play Diablo.
right,
Not
yeah,
like not like I'm not gonna wake up and do that for an hour before work. You know what I
before,
mean?
right,
I'm
right,
not gonna set an alarm to do that. But like wake up, hit the gym in the morning. It's like you start your day feeling amazing.
yeah, maybe that. And then I could just be like, ah, if I don't feel like going to the gym today, I'll just get up and do my coffee walk or something. So it's like still forces me to get up because then I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym. I guess I can sleep for another 2 hours.
Yeah. But you don't even need that much time in the gym.
No, I'm just very bad at like my whole mindset. I can go to the gym for like 3 months straight, 5 days a week. But if I'm not seeing like progress, then I'm just like, well, what the fuck is the point? But like, you can't have that mindset, and it's very hard for me to break out of that mindset.
Yeah. First of all, you can't have that mindset because it's not about seeing progress necessarily. It's about feeling progress and like feeling
Yeah,
stronger and feeling like your body is more able. Um, but also a lot of it comes down to your diet.
yeah,
Like a lot of
that's
gains, or like if you're trying to cut a lot of cutting, like it's so much of it is diet
it's like
related.
85% diet, dude.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
if you really want to see changes, then like you really need to hone in on your diet,
Yeah,
which
and
like
I'm
I
so
don't
bad.
do. I'm
I'm
just saying that's
so
what you
bad at
have to
that,
do.
dude. Yeah. That is for sure the hardest thing for me to do because I don't eat like I eat healthier stuff. I just don't eat well as in like consistently I'm having breakfast, lunch and dinner. Like sometimes I'll go
Yeah,
until 3 p.m. before I eat anything. And then
yeah.
sometimes like 9 p.m. to 12. Last night I literally the Yanks are playing in Oakland, so I stayed up for the game and it didn't end until like 12:30. And then after that I was like I can't fall asleep, so I threw on some Bob Does Sports and I'm like, damn, I could munch out right now. And I just like walked
Mhm.
downstairs at 1 a.m. and just like cleaned half a thing of fucking pineapple. And I was like, I didn't need to do that to myself. Granted, pineapple's not the worst thing to eat, but it's not always like
Right.
that. Sometimes it's goldfish. Sometimes it's like ice cream.
For
Sometimes
me,
it's
it's always
chips.
bad.
Yeah.
I munch hard, and it's always bad.
Yeah, dude.
I if I could eliminate the munching, oh boy, I look mean, but
If
I
I could
can't.
eliminate the munching from like I can munch out and
But
during
it's
the day
tough.
and stuff, but from 9 like late at night is when I really munch out,
Yeah.
which is the
Have
worst.
you ever tracked what you ate?
Yeah, when I started this year for like pretty much up until March, from January to March, when I was in the gym like every day, I was tracking all my meals and stuff. But like even then, like I feel like I didn't have the correct like direction in how to track. Like I was tracking it, but I didn't know like I did one of those apps where it tells you how much protein and stuff you need based off of what you want and like how much you weigh and
Yeah.
stuff. But after that,
Yeah,
I was like, dude, I don't know, like I don't want to have to track like 15 goldfish. Like if I have a handful of goldfish or M&Ms, gotta track that,
agreed,
and like that shit adds
agreed.
up, and I'm just like, it just becomes a chore. Like everything just feels like it becomes a chore after a while.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I did track mine for like a little bit, not a lot. Probably not even a week because I'm a bum, right? But like, so I got this app and I customized it. I like added food that I buy regularly. This is when I'm being like strict with my diet, right? And I'm waking up, I'm eating a good meal for breakfast, like eggs and an orange, and then I'm eating, my ground beef at lunch, and then I'm having meat and a fruit and like avocado for dinner, right?
Right.
That's easy to track. And even like small meals are easy to track, but it gets so complex, like over the grand scheme of things. You're like, man, I really just can't keep track of this. But something that I realized is like with all that, all the munching stuff, it's basically just like calories and shit. And it's like nothing that really matters, right?
Right.
Like it's not like
Like
your
you're not knocking
protein
off your
and like
protein
your
with a fucking
saturated
thing of
fat and
goldfish or
stuff like that. Right,
right.
right. And really, protein is like the number one thing I think that matters.
Yeah, and the worst for me, dude, was like once a week. Like I'll probably get Chick-fil-A once a week for lunch randomly. Like it's usually Fridays because I use this as like my end of week treat. But like
Yeah.
yesterday, I on my lunch break, I went to the bike shop and dropped off my bike for them to put the part in for me. And on my way home, I was like, "Yeah, Chick-fil-A's on the way home. Like I haven't eaten yet. Let me stop in there." And when I was tracking my food, like I would track like the meal that I get at Chick-fil-A, and
Yeah.
it would be like, all right, you have 400 calories for the rest of the day. Like, that's all you're allowed to eat. And I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck? Like, you don't realize, like, a Chick fil A meal is like almost 2,000 calories, dude. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
well, I still need to eat all this protein and stuff, but I can only have it in 400 Like, all right, I guess I'll just, like,
Starve.
not track my next meal or whatever. And it was just like, never worked out for me.
Yeah. Calories are a bad way to look at stuff. They're good like if you want to lose weight, but I imagine you don't really want to lose too much weight.
No. I mean, maybe like
Like,
5 to 10 pounds, but I
yeah,
could do
but
that by
like
taking a shit.
yeah, I feel like you should be more focused just on like getting protein and stuff right.
Yeah. That's what I was. Like that was like when you customize your thing on the app, it's pretty much like what do you want to do? Like are you looking to cut? Are you looking to build mass? And I was just like I'm just looking for some definition. Like I'm at a weight where I'm not like, "Oh, I'm overweight." Like I'm
Right.
probably on the average American line of weight for my age and size, but
I'm
um
probably a thick boy for mine.
I mean, dude, I'm at like 140 or 140, Jesus Christ, like 184, 185 pounds right now. During the
Yeah.
wedding in Mexico, I was up to like 190, but
Before this kid, I was 200, which was good because, dude, so I weighed myself 200. I was like 215 in August last year.
that's pretty solid.
And like, I didn't even know I was trying to lose weight. I didn't even know that I lost that much weight.
Yeah, because I mean, unless you're tracking it every day, you don't really feel like weight loss
Right.
or weight gain, you
Right.
know. That's pretty solid though, dude. I feel like I mean, you and I are pretty much the same height, so like between that 185 and like 210 range is pretty average for a male in our time of life.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like I remember I was like, dude, even up until like a year ago, I was sitting like 155, 160. And then I don't know, I just started eating like a lot more. Like in college, I didn't eat as much as I do now, obviously, because one, couldn't
Facts.
afford to, and two, it was just like a stupid college kid. So I was just like, I could get beer or I could eat. Let's get beer.
Right, right. I'll take a 12 pack
Yeah.
and a G.
And a G. Mayo, here's a bunch of quarters. Let's Kenny and I want to
This is
split
all
a
I can
G.
afford. We got a bunch of stuff on the dock if you want to get into that.
Yeah, let's get after it.
You want to talk about what do you want to talk about?
What do we have any like breaking news that we should cover? Oh, you want to talk about the
No.
submarine shit at all?
Sure.
That's pretty crazy, dude. That's
Yeah.
terrifying, man.
I don't know. I think it was like on purpose. Like I don't think it was an accident. I'm a big conspiracy guy though.
Yeah, it kind of hit me the other day too, where I was following the story and whatever, and then when like the news broke that it like it imploded and everybody was gone, I was like, yeah, it's kind of it's a little sketchy how like everybody on that submarine was like a billionaire and also like connected
Yeah,
to some of the people on the old Titanic, and I was like, what are the
yeah,
chances? But then I saw,
and
Mr.
connected to the
Beast.
Rothschilds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know Mr. Beast is?
I've heard of him.
He's like super famous YouTuber, shit ton of money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He posted a screenshot of a message that he got like a week before the submarine went down, and it was like hit like basically an invitation to go on the submarine, and he was
Yeah,
like, that's pretty fucking scary that I could have been on that like just randomly.
yeah. Not
But
random meals on purpose. That means that they want him dead.
yeah, that's true, I guess. But I
That
mean,
this was just a way for him to volunteer to be dead.
yeah. I mean, dude, I'm getting. Did you see the video where it was like an inside, like it gave you an inside view and like look onto the submarine and what like everything was? It was literally a propane tank controlled by a fucking Xbox controller.
Not even Xbox. It was like PS2.
Logitech, actually. But
Booty cheeks, dude. No
I,
thanks. Yeah,
one,
dude. I think
I'm
it
too
was planned, bro.
claustrophobic
Like
for
that. It
that.
wasn't an accident. There's no accident about that. That was meant to happen.
Yeah, and the whole thing, like I said this in the chat the other day, but like that had the whole world's eyes for like how many days? Like
How many
what were
days?
we
Wait.
distracted
And
from?
here's the thing, dude. Lex was like, or maybe it wasn't Lex. Maybe it was somebody else. But they were like looking at the timeline, and they were like, it doesn't make any sense the way that they were like, Sunday they were like, oh yeah, they might have gone missing, and then Monday was like they only have like so many hours worth of air, and then like by Thursday they're like, oh yeah, it's dead and it imploded. Like, didn't we already, like, if they only had that much air, how did we not know they were already dead? Like, what's
Right,
the scoop?
right. I saw like a video recreating the implosion too, and apparently it happens in like a blink of an eye. So I mean, it's good that that it was a painless death for
But
all
they were
those
probably
people.
already
But
dead by then. They probably suffocated.
yeah, yeah, honestly, oh dude, that's the worst way to go out. I feel like. Would
Yeah,
you
they just
rather
run out of
suffocate
oxygen.
and drown? Would you rather drown than suffocate? I mean,
I
it's
don't
pretty much
know.
the same thing, but
That an ex NFL quarterback just drowned in Florida.
I saw that dude. He was like
I didn't see
35 or
too
something
many
like that,
details, dude.
36.
A lot of people dying. Why are we talking
Yeah,
about all this
it's
death?
I don't
This is
know,
this is
dude.
your idea, dude. You're like, let's talk about. I said, what do you want to talk about? And you said, I want to talk about dead
Death.
people.
Speaking of dead people, Flatbush Zombies just announced their like iconic mixtape "Better Off Dead" is coming to streaming platforms on September 15th, I believe.
Ooh,
Which is exciting. I'll give them that. It's one of my favorite projects of all time. Like I really want the vinyl for it. It's impossible to find, but let us get some of that new shit, dude. Come on. It's been
come
fucking
on.
2018 was their last album. I mean, they have given us a lot of new music since then, whether it be like the Escape from New York project with all them other
But
guys
also,
and
they've all been putting out singles.
bunch of singles. They put out that little like LP EP thing, like 6-track EP in 2020, but like bro, nothing hits better than a full-blown zombie album. Come on now.
I was thinking that about J Cole the other day. I was like, I feel like I
He's
would like.
he's on one. I feel like he might drop before the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be nice.
2021, yeah, almost 3 years. Dude, I texted Austin the other day and I was like, I don't know what made me think of it, but I was like, dude, could really go for a new Eminem album. What that boy doing? It's been a minute for him. 2020 was his last album.
Yeah, yeah, you might get one from him.
That would be pretty
Um,
sweet.
did you see Theo Vaughn said that Lil Dicky's stealing his jokes?
Yeah, did you see what joke he was talking about?
No, I didn't. I didn't see a clip long enough, and I didn't look
Do
into it.
do you remember that episode with Trippie Redd where he like they took his nephew like shopping and they bought him that wooden shirt?
Yes.
So apparently Theo Vaughn on Joe Rogan years ago like told a story about some guy in his hometown that was like making wooden shirts and stuff. And then like the Dave dropped that episode with the wooden shirt. So I was like, I love Theo Vaughn, but like you're kind of reaching with that, dude. Like what you invented wooden shirts and like the idea of wooden shirts, like Dave didn't rip off that idea like at all. I saw the clip because somebody in the comments of that video posted like what specifically is he talking about, and they posted that video, and it was Tio talking about the story, and then Dave seen with the wooden shirt. So I was like, oh, that's a reach.
That
I
is
don't
a
know.
reach. I feel like he's flattering himself a little bit. Like, you think that Dave took that from this clip of a thing that you said once, like,
I bet you Lil Dicky's never even seen that clip.
right. And I'm sure that's not the only guy in fucking America that makes wooden shirts.
Yeah, right. It's just a
Like maybe
funny
he's come
topic
across
slash
wooden
idea.
shirts like in the past.
Right. And he's like, oh, that would be funny to incorporate into my show. I think Lil Dicky's too smart. Like, he's too funny to begin with to be ripping off other people's jokes. Like, he doesn't need to do that. He's already funny to begin with.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dropping. Did you see he's dropping a soundtrack for Dave? Like, all the songs that have been in the show, he's making an album out of it and dropping it.
It's good.
Yeah, and then he's dropping like an actual Lil Dicky project. He posted about it the other day. He was like, "I've been listening to y'all." He's like, "I'm working on this, Dave. Like, I've got most of these songs are full songs. I'm just working on like mastering and mixing them and putting them out." And then he said, "And then you're getting some real Lil Dicky shit. Like, don't worry." I was like, "That's cool." It's been mad long since Lil Dicky's last project. Dude, we were freshmen in
Yeah.
college the last time he dropped.
I know.
That's
And like his
crazy to
shit's
think
still
about.
good, dude. Like I still listen
Yeah,
to Lil Dicky. It actually came on
yeah,
in the car the other day, and Lex was like, "This Lil Dicky," and I was like, "Yep,
yeah. His songs are good, dude. Save That Money is
yeah."
obviously like iconic, but what's that one? Let Me Freak, I think is my favorite
Let
Lil
Me
Dicky
Freak is
song.
money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. That whole album's money.
Professional Rapper, the one with Snoop.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good ass song. What's that other one? Oh, Too High. That one is
Too
so
High's
good, dude.
great. Pillow Talking's on that one.
Yep.
Um, a White Crime is on there. That's what was on the other day. It was funny.
What's the other one? Classic Male Pregame.
Classic Male Pregame. Personality with T-Pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a lot of good tunes, dude. So I'm excited to get some new Lil Dicky.
Yeah, me too.
It's just like funny, like, you don't have to listen too hard, but like he also spits crazy bars too.
Yeah.
What else we got on this doc?
New York City's cracking down on wood and fire cold pizza joints.
Why?
Wood and coal fired pizza joints, saying they need to cut their emissions.
Are you? And
Yeah,
that's
piss
what's,
all the way off,
dude,
brother.
are you kidding me? That's so people are so dumb, bro. Like, how do you even believe that? Like, we're cutting our emissions by cutting down on the pizza that's made on
Yeah, fuck off,
fucking
dude. What about all these
stone
factories and
top.
companies and all like the people driving cars and stuff like that and
Yeah,
trucks?
that's the whole thing. Like, I
Reroute
get
the
the whole.
traffic. Force traffic to go a different way if you want less emissions, dude.
Yeah,
Think about
dude.
all the transportation stuff that's going in and out of New York. Oh, but
Yeah,
they really
or
can't because they're doing pickups in New York, I guess.
regulate some of these large companies that are just dumping fucking smoke into the day in and day out, dude.
Exactly.
Like,
So that's going to go hand in hand with our next one. In the EU, they're like a bunch of different countries are like really targeting beef as like the scapegoat for emissions. And it's like there's other industries that emit way more than the beef industry, but it's like energy and pharmaceuticals and manufacturing, right? Like, and they have a bunch of money and they have lobbyists, so like nobody's going after them. They're going to go after the people that have nobody to defend themselves first, and it's the farmers. In the Netherlands, I think the largest political party is like this farmer party that started in 2019. How dope would that be if that happened in America?
that it never would because our political system's flawed as fuck. But that's awesome,
But
dude.
it like low key could, if you had enough money that you could like get your name out there, especially with TikTok and stuff like that. You could like start and like do a tour, like have a guy, right, and be like, "We're the fucking farmers of America. We're the fucking backbone of this. Without us farming, you guys ain't got shit. You got that fake that was just approved
I
lab
saw
meat
that lab
that they
meat,
make out of fucking cells
like
that
cells.
multiply like
Yeah,
cancer. That's the only reason I can grow so fast. It's like they're like cancer cells, dude, and it's like normal cells don't grow that fast. That's why you got to wait years for a calf to grow into a cow before you can eat it. And
right.
that's why,
You
but
can't
that
just like
one cow is going
accelerate
to
that
feed your
and
family for the whole year, probably. Right?
yeah.
And no, we're just going to use these fucking cancerous cells to real quick make some easy meat in the lab. And it's going to cost so much more than real meat. It's going to be like $40 for a pound at the grocery store, and burgers at restaurants are estimated to be like $100.
Dude, I hate the way that like
And the emissions are going to be so much worse, and it's going to take up so much like water, so much more
well,
water, and that's like the
but
whole thing
thank
on
God they're
cows.
cutting down on pizza, dude.
Right. Dude, it's ridiculous. It's just the whole thing of going after the small guys because they can't defend themselves.
Right. And it
And then
would
they'll just
be,
go in there and shut them down and they won't have the money to defend it. That's the thing.
dude,
Because
that's
they're not the
yeah.
government.
It would be
It's so
so
terrible.
it would be so dope to see like a third like a farmers party like that, but like think about like what is stacked against them in our political system, dude. Like what's the biggest third party now? I couldn't even name it. Like the Green Party or something like that. I don't even know.
Maybe.
There's just no chance for anybody outside of Democrats or Republicans to have any chance at like being, I mean, local governments, yes, obviously, but like at the federal level, dude, no shot. And that's not going to change unless something very drastic happens. That's why I
Okay,
don't
how about
vote,
this?
dude.
How about this? All the farmers across America, they conspire to do this together, right? They form like a union type deal and they go on strike. And now nobody's eating.
The farmers could just easily kill off the population of the planet. If they really wanted
Right.
to.
So how about they go on strike and then they're like, "All right, look, without us, you guys are nothing. Now can we have some respect in making the laws here?"
Yeah, that might actually be what it takes to do that. It's just a giant strike where everyone's gonna have to suffer like crazy inflated prices on food until our government's like, all right, Jesus Christ.
It's no, you don't even need the government though, because you could just be like,
Well,
the
yeah, I meant that as like general like political people in the United States being like, all right, maybe we should give these guys some leg room, a seat at the table, because we're gonna be fucked if we don't.
yeah. I don't know,
I
dude.
hate the two-party system, dude. Like it is, you learn about it in school and you're like, "Oh yeah, democracy, blah blah blah." But it's anything but like political freedom in this
Oh yeah,
country,
dude.
bro.
There's no freedom
Anything
here.
but.
It's
No.
the illusion of.
Yeah. It's crazy and like just the amount of people you see that are just like blind to it is pretty scary.
Yeah,
Like the people that just blindly support a party because that's what they
because they're
identify
so
as.
deep in it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what they
dude.
identify as, and they're so like entrenched in that life
Yep. It's really scary.
that it becomes a part of their personality. And like, you can't tell somebody that like what's a part of their personality isn't real.
Right.
Like, could you imagine? Like, that's like somebody coming to me and being like, "Yeah, no, Mac Miller wasn't real. He was actually just like a made up simulation. He doesn't exist. All those videos of him are AI. We were just like testing
It's
it
all
out, seeing
fake.
how it works. It's all fake. He doesn't exist." And you're like, what about all like the now that he's like passed? Like, what about all like the Mac Miller like ceremonies and like stuff like that's going on? Yeah, no, it's all fake.
Everything's fake. We Truman showed you.
Like, no, not even that. Just yeah, like Mac Miller, like that entire experience was fake. I'd be like, nah, bro, you're crazy. There's no way it's fake, dude. Like,
Well,
not
that's a
possible.
scary thing nowadays, dude. It's like it's getting really hard to tell what's fake and what's not.
Or
And
what if they were like, no, actually, we just like planted those memories into everybody's brain. We put those memories in like this
testing
chemical
out a
that we
new
sprayed into
technology.
the air, and now everybody thought that Mac Miller was real. And look, you guys all believe that Mac Miller was like a real thing.
We're just
Brick
trying to
Park
control the
Market's
mass.
booming. Dude, they're doing so much shit for this guy. He wasn't real. We put that in your brain. Could you imagine? Tell me they can't do that.
Oh, they're easily, dude. If they can grow fucking meat in a lab, they can do shit like that.
Yeah,
It's pretty scary.
terrifying.
But also, you can't really just like think about that all the time because then you'll just
No.
never be.
Here I got one for you.
All right.
So there's this new theory. Well, I guess it's not a new theory, but it's a theory that's new to me. I just saw it, I think yesterday for the first time, and I found a documentary that I want to watch on it. It's like an hour long, so more to report. But the gist of the theory is about every 12,000 years, the North and South poles shift a little bit and cause like a pretty much like a mass extinction that like resets the Earth, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at 12,000 years, so it's about time.
I mean, dude, that's the whole like theory behind like ancient civilizations. Like there's theories
Right.
that humans have gotten to this point in, like evolution and technological advancement, but something wipes them out and then it's just like a reset button.
Yep.
Is dude, that's why I think
I'm gonna send you some stuff on it to check out.
yeah, send me that doc because I would for sure watch that. I love watching shit like that. But that's why like simulation theory to me is like I think it makes the most sense, dude. Like, what if we're just a game of sim, like somebody's game of Sims, basically, and it's like, all right, we're starting a new server, reset.
Well, because if you can like look back at history, actually, you know what? I have the documentary up right now. I'm gonna share my screen because we can do this here. All right, you see this?
It's loading in, and yes, I can.
All right. Major cycle every 12,000 years. This was 12,000 ago, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, right? That's like every
Damn, I don't
12,000
even know.
years.
I've never heard of any of these like events.
That's why you do this. You watch this hour and a half video about it.
Oh, the Noah half
And
cycle
then these
six
are like
thousand
little
years.
mini ones.
Damn, Noah. The story of Noah and his ark was only 6,000 years ago.
Yeah, apparently that's what they're saying. And this 1500-year Dansgard. I don't know what that's all about.
Damn, that's crazy. What's the quarter harmonic? What's that say underneath?
I don't know.
Dansgard.
Dansgard, Oshker / Bond cycle. But I was looking at a bunch
12,000.
of stuff on.
So are we like
Somewhere.
exactly at 12,000 years, or is it like we're 200 years away from?
I think we're probably like pretty close, but it's like give or take. They can't be exact. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Um, I'll send you this link. So it's the flipping of Earth's magnetic poles together with a drop in solar activity 42,000 years ago. And then it has them here,
Wow.
right? The same ones: Gothenburg, Lake Mungo, Mono Lake, Lashchamp, Vostok, Greenland, Toba. See, but it's like these are like estimates, right? So this one's not like in this YouTube video it said 48,000, I believe, for this one. Right? Old
Wow.
Lashchamp 48,000. But then here it has Lashchamp is 40 to 47,000. So they're estimates, right? And so the one 12,000 years ago, global disaster.
What's Eurasia? Oh,
Europe
just
and
these.
Asia.
Okay.
This is like the area that got extinct. Europe and Asia got extinct. And
Damn. So it
then
looks
North
like.
America. And then global disaster. And then just Australia got wiped out. And then global disaster. So the last one was a global disaster. So maybe we'll be good. No, this one seems like
Just
it's going to fuck everybody.
no. Yeah. This. I don't know. This one might be pretty bad. First time back to back global disaster.
Oh, the
My
U.S.
man's like
back to back
Steph in the
U.S. back
finals.
to back champs. Now it's whatever these two generations are. We're back to back global disaster
Global
champs.
disasters. 12,000 years ago. So humans were around then, right?
Apparently, maybe. Yeah,
I th-
Neanderthals.
yeah, dude. Damn, that must have been. They must have been shitting bricks, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like they lived to tell a story, but that's crazy. A global disaster. Some of them had to live through it because we're still here. You know what I mean? Like our species didn't go extinct.
all right. I'm gonna read this. Every 12,000 years or thereabouts, our planet suffers a magnetic excursion during which its north and south magnetic poles wander and eventually flip. This process results in a waning of Earth's magnetosphere, which in turn fuels serious climatic events and mid-level extinction events on the ground. And this is like supposed to be like our poles shifting from 1600 to 2015. And I don't really
Oh
understand this
damn.
video, but apparently they're moving. I don't know
Well, yeah.
how or where.
Look where they are. I don't know where that first one is, but it's definitely different in the second picture.
I guess one of these is the North Pole, one of these is the South Pole. I don't know. Um,
Damn.
so I think this is important. In the mid 1800s, after millennia of stability, the field began waning and has been doing so ever since. Accelerated losses were officially reported as 10% in the year 2000. So it's like 10% from the mid 1800s to 2000. Then a decade later, 15%. So another 5%. And then 2015 and 2017 were announced to the world in 2020 2021, and there were detected significant shifts.
Well, dude, yeah. Look at it from. It went up 5% in 10 years
Yeah,
compared to what 10% in 200 years. That's crazy.
or like 150 because it says mid 1800s.
Damn.
Yeah, so it might be like a mixture of like, yeah, we're gonna be like, this is like a natural occurring thing, right? But then at the same time, it's like we're just like making it a lot quicker.
Yeah, we're accelerating the process.
Yeah.
A lot of death talk on this.
So hey. So to bring it back, right? This is why. Who gives a shit, dude? We're all gonna be dead, so we should just like live for today, live in the present moment, enjoy the people that you're with, and then say the things that you want to say. Because, dude, we're all gonna be dead.
Do you think like Elon Musk knows it's gonna happen within the next like 20 years, and that's why he's trying to get the fuck off the planet?
Maybe,
He's got some like insider info from the elites. Are like, yeah, we're gonna be out of here. You're a billionaire, super smart.
but maybe
Might
they're
need
like,
you to
dude, we only need to go for like 20 years or like 10 years. You know what I mean?
right.
And then we can go
Just live
back.
on Mars for 20 years, and that's gonna
That
be
would be
crazy too, because
awesome.
like everything on planet Earth is gonna be gone. So you're pretty much starting from
Gone,
scratch.
maybe, but then also like grown in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but that might be why they have like crazy bunkers in the ground, like under Denver's airport and stuff like that. They have like these huge bunkers. Might not be a bad time to invest in like a bunker.
yeah. Get get a little like electrical plug. Bring your Xbox down there, dude. You'll be all right. I could play Diablo for the next 20 years. I'll be fine.
What would you put in your bunker?
Besides like the necessary like supplies,
Yeah, you got enough food.
got enough food. Do I have like a
You
toilet
can
or
shit
something?
and shower. You have sewer
I have
for
sewer.
as
Do I
long
have
as it works.
electricity?
Yep, for as long as it works. We'll give you solar.
All right, solar energy. I'm bringing like. Are we talking just like personal items or like stuff that I would like my bed? What does that count?
No,
Or are we
it's
just
already
assuming we have
stocked.
stuff?
It's like an Airbnb,
Oh, okay. I'm
but it's
probably
underground.
bringing. I'm definitely bringing my Xbox. My record player and all my music. Um,
Yeah, record player and music is a good one.
yeah, that's a good one. I feel like probably like art supplies or like stuff to paint with or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude, I'm bringing hella books.
Yeah, I'll probably bring a bunch of books because like if I don't have, if the earth is getting devastated, I'm not going to have internet, so
Correct, no
my
internet. So how do I
phone
find
means
things
nothing.
out, dude?
Yeah, yeah, definitely going to have to bring some books. Um Probably a weapon, like a gun, probably multiple guns.
Yeah, mostly just for fun.
Yeah, cuz it's like,
Everything's gonna be
I'll
dead.
build a little
But
shooting
here's the
range down
thing:
there.
once everything's not dead, you're gonna have to go. Like you're gonna be on your own, fighting for your life, or like with your family, but like fighting for your life. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're gonna be like a
Right.
Native American.
Yeah, you're gonna have to definitely like stock up for like a year, I would say, on food, like canned food, and like ration it out and make sure you're not overeating and stuff. Wait a year, then I hit the surface and I start being like, all right, what's good up here? What's the stitch?
Yeah,
Low
you might never
key,
get out.
yeah, that would suck. But like,
What if there's like an avalanche and you're trapped under 200 feet of snow?
yeah, what if you have to? Yeah, dude, what if you come back up
Like
and
you're
it's a
never
fucking
getting out of
ice
that.
age?
Like if you're under like too much snow, there's no chance you're getting out of it. You know what I mean?
Unless you have a torch.
Mm,
Well, no, because then it's just gonna keep all caving in. But you'll
yeah.
probably be there for a minute. A flamethrower. I'm bringing one of Elon Musk's flamethrowers, and if I ever find myself in that
Yeah,
situation,
but
I'm
here's
gonna
the thing: you're
unlock the
not even
thing.
gonna
Just
be able to get your door open. Don't you want your door to open out? You don't want it to open in.
I'm gonna have it open both ways.
Oh, a swing door. That sounds
Yeah, so
terrible.
then I can swing it open, and if it's locked, I'll just be like, all right, let's see what's up there, and let it fucking flop down and see what falls down.
Okay, fine. But if it opens both ways, that's fine. But I need a second thing that'll keep it from falling in. Like I need like a super heavy lock, like a second door that's like a lock. You know what I mean?
Like a screen to keep shit from falling down.
Maybe. Or like a jail cell. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like
don't.
bars that
Oh,
would like
okay, yeah, like
close
a barred
over the
window.
door,
Yeah, yeah,
or like a second door,
yeah. You don't want any like
like a heavy metal
scoundrels
one.
going. Right. Yeah, we should.
And because like I need it to like also not collapse in on me. That's my fear. If it can come down, I need it to not collapse in on me. So double door for sure. And the second one's gonna have to open in, but the first one can open both ways if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, maybe find a way to build some windows.
Mm, underground.
Listen, you build a window, you dig out and then up. You wait it out. You're gonna get natural sunlight for a little bit, at least a little.
Yeah, that's true. What if you? Yeah, you could just build like sunroofs in the bitch,
Yeah, in the bitch.
and then you can get like real sunlight. That'd be so good for you.
We should go
And you
halves
would know
in.
if it's safe to get out, or like
Yeah,
if
because
there's a
you can
lot
look
of snow coming, you
right.
would know ahead of time.
Yeah, look at that, dude,
All
preparing
right, we need a
yourself.
sunroof in here. What do they call them? You know in houses when they have the window on the
Skylight.
roof? Skylights. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
window
Sunroofs are in the
units.
cars. They have window units in their roofs. In their windows in their roofs.
Dude, we need to go halves in on a crazy like Armageddon bunker. So then like, 12
All
hours
right.
out, the news is like, we're all fucked. I'm gonna be like, all right, Kenny, let's fucking meet up at our spot. Bring our doggos and
Where's
we'll
it
just
gonna be?
fucking good question. I feel like maybe somewhere out in the desert is probably the best spot.
You think desert?
Oh, actually that might be hard to like build a bunker in, so I don't know. Maybe out in a mountain somewhere, like in the side of a
I'd be
cave.
afraid of the desert just because like look at the Grand Canyon and like that thing used to be completely underwater. So like when there's a crazy world changing event, it might go
That's
back
true.
underwater.
That's true. Dude, even people in
Mountain?
bunkers might be fucked because how do you even know? Like, what if the fucking plates in the earth break or something, and then you're
Well,
fucked?
yeah, yeah. Well, then everybody else is already dead. So at least you gave it your best shot.
Yeah, but then you're like dying in the worst way possible, dude. You're starving in a bunker you can't get out of, like contemplating eating each other. All right, dude. Hey, I love you, but if you die
You
first, I'm
said
gonna
bring a
munch on your
weapon,
arm.
right?
Yeah,
You can all kill yourself, or bring enough drugs you can kill everybody.
true. Go out so
You
like some cult or something.
they did that. The gay guys did that in Last of Us,
Yeah, but
right?
that's
They
just
both
because
took
they
they
were
both
old.
took all those pills together, and they were like, "We're gonna." And the one guy, well, the older dude got bit, didn't he?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
The older guy got bit, and he was like, "Dude, I need to die. Like you're good. Like keep living." Blah blah blah. And then they both died together.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I forgot about that one. They were eating
Like, see, so
strawberries.
like that's a good way to be like, all right, you know what? We're not getting out of this. We'll live until we can't anymore. Like, let's enjoy the rest of our lives while we can, and then we'll all die together.
You and I were living in a bunker together and we were in that situation, be like, all right, dude, let's hit the sticks one more time. Best of 3 on FIFA.
Yeah. If we split, I'd be like, all right, let's call it. Let's call it at 1-1.
Yeah, we could both die at peace.
That's the only time I would not try
Call a
to beat
split.
you though. Other than that, I'd be like, no, let's run
Just don't tell my mom.
it. That's the thing. It's like if you have a bunker, who do you tell, and who don't you tell?
Yeah.
Because there's only so much food, right? But like, you're
You
just
don't
gonna
want to
let the
have
rest
like
of your
a
family die.
or do you build a massive fucking bunker, like a fallout shelter, and just bring like a little community, make it a little underground community. Like 200 people. But it's like a huge fucking bunker.
I bet if you dug deep enough and made it like a cave, you could like live and like grow stuff to eat in a cave.
Yeah, dude, imagine if it was just like the Denver airport size bunker, like underground.
Yeah. Cause like there are places where there's like caves that are like they have waterfalls and ecosystems and it's like within the caves.
Yeah,
Like I feel like I've seen it talked about before that like those exist right now. And it's like find something like that where you can still start another little community. But it'd have to be like a man-made one because obviously if they already exist, somebody already knows about it.
right.
You need to
Or
be a secret.
there's ones that exist that we don't know about. You
We'd
stumble
have to
upon one
find
one
them.
day.
I don't think I'm gonna stumble upon one of those.
It's 3 miles underground. Yeah, dude, still haven't seen shit down here. Bunker life sounds miserable though.
Maybe.
I
Maybe
mean,
not.
it's better than being in a catastrophic fucking event, but after like 2 months or something, I'd be like, damn, I kind of wish I could go touch grass.
Yeah.
It would be easier to be born in a bunker and have a bunker life than like experience
100%.
life. Like Joel in Last of Us, how he was like, oh, remember Ellie was like, what was it like before this?
Yeah.
Like all Ellie knows is the fucking zombie life, or but Joel was like, oh, well, I could be sitting on my couch with my daughter playing Nintendo or watching a movie, but now I'm shoveling dead bodies into a fire for a living.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why it's like, is it even worth it?
Yeah, dude, like, do you want to be alive that bad? I mean, I get it's like human instinct to survive and stuff, but after knowing what you had and what you have now, like after an event like that, like what's even the point? You're like, damn,
And you don't know how you life doesn't go back to normal, dude. Like you
no,
come
you're
out
not
and
ever
life
getting
is
back to
you're a
that.
savage, bro. Like you're a savage until you're dead.
Yeah, it's like Jerry from the original Rick timeline,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Savage Jerry.
Yep. Until he grows too old and then he dies.
Right.
But lucky for him, it's a cartoon, so he doesn't age.
That lucky fuck.
Uh,
What else we got?
we got some sports stuff, but I know it's 8 o'clock.
Let's go 15 more minutes.
Okay, 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do soccer. If something happens to Man City with all this financial bullshit, you know how we talked before about me finding a new team?
Yeah.
Gonna be Burnley.
Burnley.
Yeah, JJ
What
Watt's
charged
an
that
owner.
decision? Okay.
JJ Watt's an owner, and he's like, dude, the people here are awesome. Like, I love the people of Burnley. It's like a small town. Obviously, they've never been great, but like, they love their team. They have so much pride, and like every single person I meet is just like, hey, are you enjoying your time here? Like, all they care about is if like the people that come to visit like enjoy their stay. It's like an awesome town, awesome people. And I was like, all right, if I'm switching Premier League teams, I'm gonna go with Burnley and
Then
JJ
you got to
Watt.
go visit
Yeah,
for a game.
yeah. I'd want to go visit anyway. Maybe we'll go to a Burnley City game.
That would be pretty cool.
Um, Kai Havertz to Arsenal from Chelsea for 82 million. Official.
And what's his name? They just scooped up
West Ham accepted Arsenal's bid, 130 million
for
for
Declan
Declan
Rice.
Rice. Yeah,
Arsenal's going all in, dude. I
they're
think
going all
they
in and they're spending
realized,
that
like,
money, dude.
yeah, I think they realized, hey, we have a good team now. Like, we put up a fight. Like, we're there. Let's just get one or two pieces that are gonna put us over the hump potentially.
Dude, 130 for Declan Rice. That's fucking bigger than anybody City has signed.
Ever? How much was
Yeah.
Holland?
I don't know. I think he was on like a release clause.
Oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah, damn, dude.
Because Grealish was 100 million, and I don't think Holland was even that much.
No, I was gonna say, like, if Holland had to go through the regular like transfer value where you had to like sign him and buy him off a team, like he probably would have been close to like 200 million if I had to guess.
Yeah. 51 million.
For Holland,
Yeah.
that's a steal, dude.
When you transfer it to dollars, it's 62 million.
Wow, that's still such a steal for him though.
Yeah.
That might be the biggest, like the best transfer
Steal
market
ever.
steal of all time, dude.
To then go win the Golden Boot in the Premier League, the Golden Boot in the Champions League, and win a treble.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I see there's some Mbappe drama about him leaving PSG for Real Madrid, which would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be a perfect sign. Dude, if we have Mbappe, fucking Vinicius, and Jude Bellingham like coming in to reinforce our midfield because Kroos and Modric are
Modric
starting
scored
to get
an
old.
extension.
It amazes me how good he still is, dude. I was
I
talking
know,
to Emery the other
I
day. I
know.
was like, bro, Luka Modric might be the most underappreciated and underrated center mid of all time. Like
Dude, he's the same age as Messi and Ronaldo. And
Dude,
they're in their glory days. They're in retirement right now.
yeah, dude. And Modric is still balling the fuck out. Like he might be
Yeah, at Real Madrid, dude.
the best center midfielder of all time, dude. If I'm being honest.
Maybe.
Like longevity wise, yes, but like talent, it's not even like, oh, like he comes in off the bench at 38 for Real Madrid. My man,
No, he's playing 90.
Yeah, dude, every game.
I like Iniesta. I think
I think Andres Iniesta and Xavi are like like probably the most agreeable like one and two, but like I think
yeah.
Luka Modric is in that conversation very easily, and a lot of
I
people
think he
don't
could
put
be in
him in
the
that
conversation
conversation.
too.
Dude, he's
I'm
won a
not ready to
Ballon
put him
d'Or.
there.
He's been in a World Cup final. Like he's won
Iniesta
so
doesn't
many
have a
Champions
Ballon
Leagues.
d'Or.
No, but he does have that World Cup.
Yeah.
But again, that's not like an individual award.
No. But dude, that Spain team was nasty for a
The
while.
2010 Spain team, yeah, dude. Fernando
Yeah, silly.
Torres and Xavi, Iniesta, David
They
Villa.
were just
Remember
good
him?
everywhere and so deep.
Yeah, dude. That was at like PK and Sergio Ramos were up there. What was it?
Yep.
Iker Casillas, dude. Yeah,
Yep.
they were studs, man.
Um. Okay, Gundogan signed with Barca
Really.
for free, unless they can't like register him because of cap space and salary stuff with La Liga.
Right.
But yeah, they signed him, so that's kind of a bummer that he's leaving City.
Yeah, I feel like he's been around for a minute, dude. How old
He
is
spent
he?
7 years there. He's in like his 30s, like 33, 34. So that's why I was like, I don't really want us to re-sign him. Like, want to get younger, if anything. But I would have loved to keep him for another year at least. Like, keep him on a 1 year or 2 year.
Yeah, I remember his days at I think it was Dortmund before he
Yeah, he
signed
was
for
at
City.
Dortmund. Yeah.
Another one of their just fucking cycling out talent, dude.
Yep.
That would be
Um,
interesting.
Harry Kane and Bayern have agreed to personal terms, so now Bayern and Tottenham just need to agree terms.
Fucking Harry Kane. I don't understand like the
Dude, they could be really good because they
Barca
have Sane and
or
Mane.
Bayern.
Yeah, they have Sane
Yeah,
and Mane, and then you're gonna put Harry Kane in between those two.
yeah. He's gonna
Because
find. He's just gonna be in the perfect spot at the perfect time
all the
every
time he
time,
always
dude.
is, and
Yeah.
like he's probably not as good of a shooter as Lua, but he's an amazing finisher. And he's always in the right spot, and when you have enough talent around him, dude, doesn't
You
matter.
don't need to be Lua, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. That was another Bayern, like prime Bayern, like 2015. Another
yeah,
good team. Aaron
with Mueller
Robben,
and Ribery
Mueller,
and Robin
Ribery. Yeah, dude. I mean, what's his name? Manuel Neuer's been holding it down. I mean, I don't know if he still
forever.
is, but yeah.
Lam at left
Philip
back.
Lahm, yeah, David Alaba for a little bit.
Yeah, not bad.
That
Nice
whole
little
like
squad.
European soccer from like 2012 to like 2015, 2016 was like the glory days.
I would even say like 2007 or 2008. I wasn't really watching as much, but if I was, that's like Ronaldinho and like Thierry
Yeah,
Henry. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Like the
Like,
generation right before Ronaldo and Messi, like Wayne Rooney and Thierry Henry,
yeah,
like you said. Yeah, dude.
yeah.
Nani.
From
Yeah.
then, so like probably like 2004 to like 2015
Yep.
was peak. That was probably like the best, like decade. 2004 to whatever that be, 2013 or 24 to or 2004 to 2015.
The 2010 World Cup was like I was a soccer fan before that, but like I remember watching that and being like, "Oh, I love this sport." Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's what made me fall in love with the sport. Like I'd played and I followed before that, but I was never like it wasn't up there with baseball for me. And then the 2010 World Cup really put soccer up there with baseball for me.
That's good shit.
It was the Landon
Um,
Donovan goal that he scored against I think like
that's the thing that
Nigeria.
sucks about MLS season pass being on Apple TV. It's like, you're killing the game.
Yeah,
You're killing the growth of soccer, especially with Messi here now. But now
right.
there's so many people that can't watch it because you have to pay for Apple TV Plus, and then like monthly, and then you have to pay like it's like $100 for the MLS season pass for the year. Maybe I think it's 80.
It's so dumb because if you're on a streaming platform, like if you're exclusive to a streaming platform, that should just come with you paying for the streaming platform. Like
Yeah,
it's just another way for companies to make a fucking cheap dollar off people, dude, and it's so annoying. Like I think
yep.
about this every day in my life. I hate the way TV has gone in a direction
Well,
of like
because here's the
streaming
thing:
independently.
the way that they look at it is they're like, that's the way we'll be able to see if we're making money off of it or not. Right?
Right,
Like, because they're paying for the rights. So they're
right,
paying the MLS like however many million a year to be the exclusive, partner of the MLS. And so now they're like, okay, we'll see how many people buy this and is it worth the investment and whether or not we want to reinvest,
Right.
right? And then they give you little teasers and they're like, okay, every now and a game they'll have like a free game of the week,
Yeah. I mean,
and
MLB
that's how
does
they
that
try to get
too.
you. But then that's how they can see whether or not they made back their investment. And then if they don't make their investment back, then they're probably gonna be like, all right, you know what, we're good.
Not worth it.
But it
Yeah.
sucks for the game and for the growth of the game, and it sucks for the fans.
Yeah. It does indeed, dude. The whole
Um,
blackout MLB thing is what really gets me. It's like,
yep.
what is even the point of that, dude? Just make it available for anyone who wants to watch.
Devontae Parker signed a 3-year, $33 million deal with 14 guaranteed with New England to go back there. Does that make you think that DeAndre Hopkins is going to sign elsewhere? He's only visited with them
No.
and the Titans, and I think they were both pretty positive.
No, I don't think Devontae Parker, like if D Hop could come to that team and he's not going to have any sort of like he's going to be their number one. I don't think Devontae Parker's like stammers that or clamors that at all.
Agreed.
I mean, that's good. That's a pretty solid two, but even then, dude, like the Pats just need to go out and get their guy, bro. They never do that, and it's like you
Yeah.
don't have Tom Brady anymore to make nobody somebody's. Like, go get your guy. Get like a solid wide receiver one. Help
Maybe they're
Mac out.
tanking so they can get a better quarterback.
They should have done that years ago if that's the case.
Yeah, you're right. All right, we'll wrap up here. College World Series greater than sign Major League Baseball regular season.
Yeah, if I wasn't as invested as I am as a fan, then I would agree. But I also like I think I touched on this the last episode. Just the quality of play at the MLB level for me is more interesting than College World Series because like sometimes I'm watching college baseball and it feels like I'm watching Little League with like some of the plays and errors that are made, which is like
Yeah, but
I mean
once
it's
you get
it's
to
fun for the
Omaha,
scoring and
dude,
stuff. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We were spoiled this year too with the teams that ended up in the final with Florida and
it was
LSU.
so
Like,
much fun, dude. It was so
yeah,
much fun. It was just so exciting. The game, most of the games were like really close. It's weird. The final two games were absolute blowouts, and
blowouts.
like, but also this College World Series had the most or was tied for the most one-run games. So they also had so many really close games, and like they had some walk-offs that were like. So I think LSU when LSU beat Wake Forest,
They walked it
that
off on a
game
two-run
went
bomb, right?
11 innings and they walked it off with a 2-run shot,
Yep.
right? So that's a thriller that wasn't a 1-run game. I think there were just so many close games and it made for so many exciting moments. And
Yeah.
the games mean so much more, right? So like in the regular season for the MLB, like for the Phillies right now, who are moseying around, just trying to keep their heads above 500. They're not even in a wild card spot right now. They're just trying to get it together. Like the games don't seem like they mean as much, and the players don't seem to be as invested. Then okay, I only have 2 losses, and once those are used, I'm done.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the excitement behind it, right? Because like in the MLB, obviously, like pretty much up until the end of August, you know if your team's gonna make a push or like is in a playoff spot or whatever. But if you're not sitting in that spot, then it's like, yeah, these games don't really mean shit. You're kind of just looking at like player development and looking forward to next year. Like a lot of teams are looking forward to next year early on. Like that's why,
Yeah,
and this is the case in other sports, but Major League Baseball, you have a lot of teams at the trade deadline who's like pretty much a week of analysts and journalists deciding who's going to be sellers and buyers because you know at the trade deadline if you're going to make that push to the
yep,
playoffs.
yep,
But yeah, the College World Series, dude, the whole you have to win, like you get 2 losses basically, definitely adds a lot to the excitement, which is fun for like casual fans too.
yeah,
Because it kind of takes out the whole feeling of baseball that you get in MLB, where it's like, all right, I'm watching a random June game on Tuesday. Like, yeah, if it's a good game and exciting, like it's a fun watch, but you don't have that feeling. Like when MLB playoffs come around, you get that like feeling in your chest. It's like, all
it's
right,
like I'll just put whatever's
down to
on.
the
It's gonna
nitty
be
gritty.
good.
Right, right. Like I'm going out and I'm watching like a fucking Padres Cardinals wild card
Right.
game. You know what I mean? Because I know it's gonna be good.
And that's
But
how Omaha was for me, dude. I watched almost every game from Omaha. Like if maybe I wasn't like intently watching it, but like if it was on, like I knew it was on because it was easy. It was 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock every day, right? Like, and then it
right,
was only 7 o'clock if there was one game, basically. So it was like easy. Like, and I would just throw it on. It'd be like in the background, right? We'd be having people over with the baby and stuff like that. But it was always on. I watched so much of it, and there were so many good games. A
Yeah, it
joy,
was. It really makes you appreciate Coastal's run in 2016 because of how hard it is to win the College World Series, dude.
right? And like
Like
Oral Roberts is like what they made it this year, and they were like a Cinderella. They were like the four seed ever. Like, you know how at first you start with like however many four, I think
10, I
16
think it
brackets
is.
of four. You start with
Oh
16
yeah,
of
right,
four,
right.
and then from there you go to 8V. There's eight super regionals, and
Yep.
then from there you send 8 teams to the College World Series. You have the two brackets of four, and like so Oral Roberts are the four seed ever, but they're like the same size as Coastal, same kind of deal, right? So like them making it was kind of the same thing, and they won their first game. It was great. I called it. It was a good time, but like they didn't really come close at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I was talking to Maggie's dad about this, but Coastal when they were in it, they went down a game against
Yeah,
Arizona in the
early
finals, so they still had to win back-to-back
back to
games,
back
like,
games.
and they still came out on top. And like at the time,
Yeah,
like it was
actually, most
crazy, but
teams win back to back games.
really,
I saw this thing before game three. I saw this thing and it was like 7 out of the last 10. I think there was 10 all time, and 7 of them, the team that won game two won game three, and the last 5, the team that won game two won game three, which didn't happen this time because LSU won and they got shitted on in game two,
yeah,
25-4, 24-4.
yeah, it was. And then that thing you sent me, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it was you. I know you sent me how like it was like the top five MLB picks were from Florida and LSU, but there's
The
that
top
one kid
three
on
were,
Florida.
yeah,
There's that one kid from Florida who throws like 100 miles an hour and also hits like 460-foot bombs. And it got me thinking, it's like, if you're doing that at a D1
yeah. He
level, like
plays
you can
first base when
probably
he's
do it.
not.
Yeah, dude.
His name's Jack Colangelo or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. But it's just making me think, like, I wonder
Jack
if we're gonna start
Caglianello.
seeing
That's what it is.
Caglianello. Yeah, dude. Super fucking like Italian name.
Yeah,
Um, but like, are we gonna start seeing like the Shohei Ohtani type of player in baseball show up more? Like, is that going to be more of a
maybe,
normal thing? Like, a lot of players are like,
maybe.
oh, this is doable. I think for so long, MLB was just like, you can't, like, we're not going to waste time making you a hitter and a pitcher. We'll just have a DH or we'll have, like, a
Right.
pitcher who throws gas and gets up there and bunts for us. But now, like, teams are starting to see the value in a two-way player. So I think we'll start to
Exactly.
see it a little more often, which is pretty exciting. It's fun. But I just don't want to get into a whole thing where it's like, all right, some guy like Ohtani, obviously, like I was texting you last night, like he could go down as the
He
greatest
had
athlete of
10
all
Ks,
time.
2 home runs last night.
10 Ks, 2 home runs, and
That's
it's like I
crazy.
just
That's a great game for anybody. Like, if anybody
anybody,
does that, right? Like
either of those things.
Scherzer, right? He throws 10 Ks. Bleacher Report's firing that notification. Scherzer, dominant 10K performance, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Somebody has 2 home runs in a game, right? Mike
Judge hits
Trout,
two home
they're like,
runs, and it's like,
Judge, goes, yard twice in a 3-for-4 performance at the plate, right? Like, that's the kind of shit you're getting. And he's doing both at the same
same
time in the
time,
same
dude.
night. It's just
Yeah,
crazy
it's unheard of, literally
to
unheard
be
of.
like at the top of both, like
Right.
peak of both.
I just don't want to get in a space where it's like that starts to be like, players start doing that. You get Otani does it for the next 10 years, which I don't think he'll be pitching for the next 10 years, but like he can still hit home runs for 10 years.
Right.
But like if we get 2 or 3 more players and like they start doing that and it's like, all right, just because they're a two-way player doesn't mean they deserve an MVP every year. Like that's not how
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see that.
And they're probably not going to be as good as Otani. Like,
No.
let's
Otani
be
is
honest.
literally a unicorn, but I just don't want to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy pitches and hits. Like, give him the MVP because he's valuable. That's not
Otani,
how
I think
that
I saw a
works.
notification today. I think he's minus 1200 right now to win MVP.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this might be the greatest baseball season we ever see out of a player
Yeah.
ever if he continues on this path. I just don't want it to have to take like a historic 62 home run, 300 average
Right.
season to win an MVP because that's not,
You
like
think
that's the
Reyes is
thing.
going to finish the season at 400?
It's gonna be tough, but I don't know if you saw. I posted something on my Instagram story last night about batting average, and it was
Nah.
like Kyle Schwarber, who's hitting like 158,
Dude, bad average.
compared. But listen, this guy who's hitting like I think it was like 310 or something like that. Schwarber's been on base more times than him, dude. Batting average is such a flawed stat. Like I don't even think it should be looked at
Really?
anymore. Yeah, it was like dude was hitting like 310 they both had the qualifying amount of plate appearances, so it's not like, he was hitting 310 but only had 50 plate appearances. They both hit that
Right, right.
90 threshold, so from then on you take the stats as they are. But it was like 109 on base, like bases for Schwarber times he's been on base, and then like 101 for the guy who's hitting 310. So it's like, all
Interesting.
right, dude, that stat doesn't show value at all. It just shows how many times you can get the ball like to land without a fielding error or taking a walk. Like there's so much that's taken out of batting average that adds to genuine value of a player getting on base, which oh dude, it fires me up because I'd
Yeah.
be getting into
Because,
these
well, I
fucking
can see it both ways, right? Because on the one hand, it's like, okay, you didn't, maybe there's an error and like you really didn't earn that one, like the defender fumbled the bag. But maybe you ripped a shot so hard that they couldn't handle it. And your average MLB player at that position couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? Or like, even
right.
if you didn't, still like you got on and you helped your team. Like, it's so hard. I feel like it's so hard to get on base, especially at the MLB level, that it's like getting on is good. Like, however you do it, getting on is like that's really all you're asking
Dude,
for is get on
that's
base
the entire
because
like
most players are an out,
That's the entire
most at
backstory
bats.
of Moneyball, bro. It's like, yeah, this guy doesn't hit very high average, but and then that whole scene where they're sitting at a table and what's his name? Brad Pitt's like, but what does he do? And he points to him. Jonah Hill's like,
Yeah,
he gets on base. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's like if you can work a walk, that's just as valuable as a single, dude.
yeah, yeah. If you can sit there, especially, I mean, if you could have a 10 pitch at bat and you end up working a walk, like you foul a bunch of balls off, you end up working a walk,
It's probably more
that might
valuable
be
than a first
better than
pitch.
a single.
Yeah, dude. Right. More about you're getting the bullpen out earlier and you're still getting on
You
base.
still
As
ended up
to
on first, and
you
it's
swing
still not an
first
out.
pitch, you swing first pitch and hit a ground ball up the middle, you're staying on first base. It's like, all right, pitcher just missed his spot, but he's basically got a double play lined up right now if there's less than
Yep.
two outs, and he's still got more bullets in his bag to throw because you swung on the first pitch.
Right.
Which in some cases I will say might be a good thing if the pitcher's not doing great or like can't locate and or tipping his pitches or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just crazy
Um.
to me, dude.
Phils are ass. Yankees are good.
No, no, no. The Yankees are not good.
The Yankees are good enough, and I think that they're if they can just stay good enough, and they have a really weak schedule coming up, then they'll be in a good position come August, and then Judge comes back, and hopefully he'll get into the swing of things, like get into a groove by end of August, and you guys are cruising come September.
The Yankees aren't good. The Yankees are fine. Like they're staying afloat. They're doing what they need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I mean, they're in a wild card spot right now. They've the same amount of games back, I guess, as the Angels. Like they're tied in games back, but they have a different record. Um, and then Toronto's a half game out of the wild card. Houston is only one game out of the wild card, and then Boston's 3.5. So and then it
Yeah,
starts to keep going further off. But like it's really like, and Baltimore's 5.5 plus 5.5, so they're sitting pretty in the wild card. So like it's the Yankees, Angels, Toronto, and Houston right now for two
fighting
wild
for the
card
spot.
spots.
Yep.
For two spots, yeah.
It's dude, it's kind of funny because like it's just Cashman's whole quotes earlier about how he was building like this is a championship caliber operation, but it's like if you watch the Yankees day in and day out, like we don't have the offense. Even with Judge, like we don't have the offense. Everything is built on launch angle and hitting home runs in Yankee land, and it's so fucking annoying, dude, because they get all these players like Stanton and Donaldson. I'm not gonna say Judge because Judge spreads
Does
the ball around
everything.
the field and hits home runs. Like he's the perfect fucking hitter. But like everybody else around him, Rizzo, we don't have any like guys who can slap the ball the other way, get on base, and like just
Yeah,
pass the baton. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
swing for a home run, swing for the fences, or nothing with this team, and it's been like that for 4 years, and it's not going to work. It hasn't worked for as long as Judge has been on the team, and it's just super frustrating to watch because they're just so content with staying afloat and like, let's see what happens in August, let's see what happens in the playoffs. It's like, dude,
yep,
if you
yep,
set yourself up for success and play every day like it's win today, win tomorrow, don't worry about tomorrow, you're gonna be
yeah,
fine, and you have the ability to go into the playoffs, not having to rely on guys to fucking hit a home run every now and then. And like, what if you come up against a fucking Framber Valdez or Pablo Lopez, where it's like we're getting cooked right now, can't even get the bat on the ball. We don't have
let
anybody
alone
that
over
can
the
bunt.
fence.
Right, dude. And it's like you're just putting a lot of your eggs into one basket, and it doesn't
Yeah.
fucking work.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I like about the Phillies lineup is like Turner, obviously not a home run guy, right? But then, like Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh has had a solid year. Garrett Stubbs, when he plays, JT, he hits home runs not like a whole lot, but they're all like good hitters and they all get base hits. And then you combine that with Schwartz,
Bryce and
Harper,
Schwarber,
Nicky,
yeah. Yeah, dude,
and
that's
it's
the
not
way
bad.
every
And
offense should be
Bomer, he
built.
he does it all honestly, but he gets mostly base hits.
Yeah, it was like last night, dude. We lost to the fucking Athletics last night, 2-1, and it's like, bro, this team is 20-60. They have the worst bullpen in the fucking league, and you can't put up more than one. Like right now, the June that the Yankees are having is historically bad, dude. It's the worst Yankees offense I've seen in my entire life, and I'm not over
Damn,
exaggerating with that.
dude,
That's how
the
bad it is.
Phillies, the Phillies before they played the Braves had the second best record in June. The best record in June was the Braves. And
Yeah,
since
that's
then, the
tough.
Braves shit on the Phillies. They beat us 2 games to 1, right? But like ended our like hot streak, and then went to Cincinnati and ended their hot streak.
Yeah, the Braves are good, dude.
The Braves have been
Braves are
cooking, bro.
Braves are really good. I mean, Acuna's
Yeah,
probably gonna win NL MVP if I had to guess. He's having a crazy year, dude.
yeah, I could see that. Dude, they're plus 117 run differential.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm hoping the Rays can kind of just like come back down to earth a little bit,
Yeah, I was gonna
give
say
me some
Tampa's
some sort of
146
sliver of
and the
hope.
Rangers are 152.
Hey, we just took a series from the Rangers though. That's the thing, dude. The Yankees pitching is insane. Like if we combine that with a little bit of a competent offense, we'd be like I would be back to my fucking winning the World Series because like that's what all it takes is to have a little bit of offense, dude. Our
I'll
pitching
tell
is
you what,
stupid. Carlos Rodon's coming back like next week, bro.
Ranger Suarez has been solid for us lately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is he like your number two right now?
he's number 3. It's because it's Nola and then Wheeler
Oh
and then
right, I forget
Suarez, I
Wheeler's
think.
there.
Um, and he's like 1-2 on the year. Before yesterday's start, he was running 1-2 on the year, but like a 3 ERA. Like he's been solid. The Phillies have been bad. That's why
A
he's 1 and
3
2.
ERA from your third starter is good, dude.
Yeah,
Like that's
dude,
really
he
good.
went 7 1/3, like 7 or 8 Ks. I think 8 Ks and one earned who got on in the seventh before he got pulled. Um, and we got a win, 5-1 win.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
really
that's what
all
we
you can
need,
ask
dude.
for from your
And
third.
like Suarez has been solid this year. The Phillies, there have been multiple times where he's had great outings, and then the offense doesn't do
Just
shit, and he
yep,
gets pulled because it's 1-0. You go 1 run.
yep. That's how the Yanks are with Clark Schmidt. And it sucks too because he started the year terrible, like 6 runs a game for like the first 3 starts, and then I think like his last 5 or 6 starts, dude, he's like 2 run ball, 6 innings. I think he's hit 7 once, 5 or 6 innings, quality starts, and then the fucking Yankees offense is like, all right, here's a run.
Right?
It's like just does nothing for him, dude.
Yeah. Well, hey, I let you vent. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat some tacos and I think go look for a golf travel bag.
All right. Enjoy, brother. Enjoy your trip. Safe travels.
Thanks.
And to all you
We'll be
knuckleheads
back.
listening, we're sorry that you had to wait a week. We didn't even tell you because we're not great Twitter people. But we love you. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope you have a lovely weekend. Go kiss your
And
neighbor.
happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Smooches.